as I thought back over the last 16 months, I'd say what's been one of the keys to managing through all that. And I just have to say it's been flexibility, flexibility to adjust client operations depending on the operational needs of that client and how that client, was reacting to the pandemic. To do that, we had to stay in close contact with our clients. So, and again, not things that these aren't new things, but things that were heightened, I think, because of the pandemic, maintaining that contact, keeping clients updated on, what we saw happening in the marketplace, and then being able to quickly, pivot or respond to their needs as we learn more information. But, one of the things we noticed as we went through last year, particularly overall, there was very little change in our clients' underlying objectives. And to me, that just reinforced that, forest land investments are very resilient. And I think the pandemic just proved that again in many ways. The other thing I think that we also reminded of, though, is that local markets do matter, and local markets differ and certainly will impact decision making that clients will undertake. Maybe just a few of the operational changes that we did handle for clients during the pandemic. For some clients, we reduced or deferred, I'll say, some of the less essential activities or expenses. Maybe some road maintenance that was deferred, or boundary line maintenance. For some cases, it was deferring. We were asked to defer some of the expenditures on the silvicultural treatment side. Again, fertilization or maybe PCT, something that could easily be made up in the future. I'd say all those operational changes were very short-lived, very short-term deferrals. The second half of the fourth quarter of 2020, and now certainly in 2021, we're in some cases scrambling as we play catch up on things that may have been put off last year. And then also, I guess, just thinking about other adjustments we made for some clients who are in their harvesting plans. I'd say, again, depending on the market and the objective of the client, in some cases we scaled back harvest and deferred it. In other cases, we actually accelerated the harvest. So again, it was all this being responsive to what a particular client's need or objective was. And I think the other thing that you realize going through another, the situation like we did the last 18 months is that there is a real value and a real benefit of real assets like forest land. And so that I think forest land is shown again in this type of situation that we've experienced. And certainly that's now reflected, I'd say, in this continued strong interest in folks wanting to acquire timberland. From our perspective, in our real estate business, that's just continued to grow and strengthen. Sure. The second part of your question, I guess, Russ, as far as what did AFM do operationally to help our clients and to help ourselves? At the very beginning of the pandemic, AFM implemented some, I would say, very comprehensive and strict, COVID operating protocols. Again, we're spread across 50 offices across the U.S. and Central America, so we were really focused on maintaining, protocols that would, help with, maintaining health and safety of not only our employees but our customers and contractors. So that was, critical. We wanted to make sure we maintain, a healthy workforce in order to be able to meet our clients' requirements. And certainly we all quickly learned how to effectively work remotely. And I'm really proud of our AFM employees, how they were really able to maintain, I feel like, a really high level of service to our clients without missing a beat. On the technology side, as already, Rodney and Blake have mentioned, it's all about the technology that facilitated communication and collaboration. I don't know how we would have gotten through without tools like, whether it be Teams or Zoom and whatever platform, combinations of platforms really that we implemented. And so our employees and our clients, I'd say, really quickly embraced that new way of doing business. And the other thing as well, I think that Blake mentioned, we were already on a journey migrating broader applications and systems to cloud-based computed environments, and we just continued that. And I think it really just also just raised the importance of that flexibility and reliability and the ability to access systems in a remote environment. Mm-hmm. And then maybe really just the last thing I'll mention from the technology, again, this has already been touched on, but it was, how, since so many clients could not come to their property, couldn't come to the field, we did as well utilize more imagery, video capture using drones to provide clients, updates on, how things were going on their property, and particularly on work we were doing. I'd say we do a lot of work in the space of assisting on acquisition due diligence for clients, and so the client couldn't come to visit the property, but we made sure we really were utilizing a lot of different technology to take what we were seeing. Our local forester was able to see on the ground and transmit that and share that with the client. So there are a lot of ups and downs, as we've all experienced, but I say overall the pandemic was really an opportunity for us to get better at being adaptable and innovative.